Hey guys, Coach Life back again with some more. Why did it have to be snakes and oxygen not included? So, where we left off last time, we just got the full Rodriguez running. We tunneled up to the top of the map and found a frozen biome. And you'll notice that just before I started videoing, I've run a very, very, very long gas pipe. Yep, the overflow from our Rodriguez now, rather than going into the door compressor, is now going straight up to the frozen biome to run the anti-entropy thermonullifier. One of the most frustrating things I find with working in the frozen biomes is they very quickly start to thaw out, and when they start to thaw out, you just get absolutely flooded with polluted water, polluted oxygen. All your sleet wheat starts to go off because of the pollution, and you're left with just a horrible mess. So this time what I want to do is get the pipe run up to the anti-entropy thermonullifier nice and early, and then that way we can use that to hopefully keep the biome frozen. One will certainly not be sufficient. I'm hoping that there might be another one at least up here, maybe even two. Depends on the size of the biome. Normally the biomes on these snakes maps are pretty large, so hopefully we might be able to turn the whole thing into one massive, great big sleet wheat farm. We've got some pips down there who have finished what they were doing ethanol wise, and yeah, that will get us where we need to be. I don't know whether we've got any nosh beans or anything on this one. I don't know whether it's got any rust biomes. I suspect it hasn't. But one of the mods I've got can actually deliver nosh beans to the printing pod. So that'll come in handy. It seems a little bit buggy at the moment, though. I've been using it on another map, and it just delivers ridiculous amounts of resources. If it continues to do that now, I've tinkered with the settings, tried to set it to basically this is the mod, so effectively you can have whatever you really want coming through here. I've selected the ones that would be worthwhile having, things like a couple of bits of food. I'm probably going to keep omelets in there as well. Don't want bristleberry, don't want muckroot, don't want nutrient bars. We'll take steel and plastic if it comes through. We'll take dirt if it comes through. We'll take critter eggs. We'll take certain critters. Don't want any volpups, don't want any slickster larvas, don't want any hatchlings, don't want any shine nymphs. We will take nosh beans if they come through. We'll take aluminium if they come through. We'll take wolframite if it comes through. But that's it. That's the limit of what we'll accept. We could set it to bring in thermium, fullerene, niobium, but that's a space material. So I could in fact ignore wolframite. There's probably plenty of it on this map, but I don't think it's groundbreaking, game breaking anyway. And I mean, we can get wolframite from our mod here. I can get abyssalite. We can convert that to tungsten, which brings out 30 kilos of tungsten and 50 kilos of wolframite, 420 kilos of crushed rock, and crushed rock we can turn into sand as a filtration medium. We've got granite to iron ore if we want it, which will bring out crushed rock, 100 kilos of iron ore and 100 kilos of aluminium ore. So yeah, we can find out whether this printing pod's actually working right now. Here we see it. No, it's not. I mean, it's ridiculous that 5 pipsqueaks, 15 Drecklet eggs, 5 pufflets, 5 arbor acorns. Yeah, I'm not going to accept anything from there, but I will have a look at the dupes anyway. But I mean, look at it. It's ridiculous. How are you supposed to work with that? I mean, it's crazy. Night owl, slow learner, medicine and husbandry. Suit wearing, decorating, building. Buff, irritable bowel, super productive. And I can't even see Ruby. Was that Ruby? No, another one at that end as well. Can't see that one either. Oh, that one looks like it's something to do with a pip. Overjoyed reaction. That's a sticker bomber. Dangerously overeat. So no, we don't want Ruby. Marie doesn't look too bad. Have we got a doctor yet? A combination doctor and rancher would probably be pretty good, actually. Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to take Marie. She looked pretty damn good. She's an ugly crier and a sparkle streaker. She will... Yeah, I mean, she's going to level a little bit slower, but... Well, 30% slower to be exact, but we can, you know, we can counteract that. And the way in which we can counteract it is we can put her first skill point into there. By the time, if I give her 2 in research, then she'll effectively be 1 point ahead. So if we just use her as a dog's body for now and stick her points, couple of points in there, then she'll catch up. But it will mean she'll have a point deficit. But bearing in mind we're going to use her in doctoring and critter ranching longer term, the morale deficit won't be so bad. So yeah, I think we'll get away with that. At the end of the day, we need, you know, I can't keep refusing dupes. So sometimes you just got to go with what you get and deal with it, you know. Right, so Marie is a night owl, so she can go on any schedule. So we'll put you on that one, Marie. She's dupe number 13. I hope to get up to 16 in this episode, all being well. What I will do is I'm just going to pause the game and I'm going to disable this stupid printing pod mod because it's yeah, we just don't need that. So I'm officially an idiot because before I quit out of here to disable that mod, I didn't save the game. So poor little Marie, we've missed her now, but hopefully we'll get someone through on the printing pod in the next 3 or 4 seconds. So yeah, I'll probably get a right load of rubbish now. Yeah, here we go. Biohazardous, flatulent. Diver's lungs and construction, that's not too bad. Super productive, vomiter. I definitely not taking that one, and I don't really want decorating and supplying, so go on, Catalina. Well, you're rubbish compared to Marie, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. I'm paying for my own stupidity. Right, skills, Catalina. You are going in improved carrying. I'm going to need to get you to exosuits because everyone's going to need exosuits soon. Ada, you're probably not going to need exosuits quite so much. And your priorities, Catalina, will be Right, what I'm going to do is you are going to be tidying, attacking, life support and toggling. That is going to be your purpose for living. Right, so I've started to put in some incubators, but we're just waiting for the iron to come through so we can use those. I've put in some doors here, and I'm going to put another door in here. Copy O. And that will give us a second nature reserve. Well, when I put the park sign in, it will. Just wondering where I'm going to put the park sign. Probably there. Oh, I can put it there, can't I? It's just above the other one. Room size. We've got 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4 by 7, that's 28. And we need 32. Well, we'll wait and see. If it doesn't work, I'll move it up to the next. No, in fact, I'll tell you what, I will move it up to the next one. Cancel that. Reconnect that fire pole. Rebuild that ladder. And 120 tiles. I wonder if I take it right up to here, then they'll literally get the nature reserve buff the moment they come out of their bedrooms. And that should be fairly easy to achieve. We put some well, first I'm going to put some doors in here. That will give us an enclosed space. I'll need to deconstruct one of these. That one's got the vent, so we'll deconstruct that one. Doesn't really matter, to be honest, but we're going to be branching out of Millwood completely soon, so this room is going to inevitably end up being used for something else, same as this one. Probably it'll be a decor floor, which I think was what I originally planned for it. Perhaps you can remember what I said, that I was planning out the bedrooms a little bit better this time. We've got any granite? Yes, we have. Let's cancel that. And let's go granite all the way, because granite gives you the decor bonus. Might as well get them in early-ish anyway. Oh, cancel that one, and that one can have an airflow tile for the time being, till we decide what we're going to be doing transit tube wise. And yeah, we'll just wait and see. Get these, gonna up the priority on these doors and this deconstruction errand, and we'll speed it up a little bit. So, I mean, our base is pretty stable at the moment. Oh, yeah, I've put in a thermoelectric generator over here. If any of you have been watching Brothgar's Supermodded playthrough, these are quite a useful little item. They only generate 250 watts, but they generate a hell of a lot of cooling. So we've got the incubators over there up on the granite floor, which will allow the heat to soak into it, and then this will cool it down. It'll also give some cooling to our water over here, which is running quite hot. As you can see, those tiles are pretty hot, so it should be a fairly useful addition to our to our power stream. I'm going to run the power wire up on heavy watt because that's what we're going to be using longer term. And we can run that straight into our incubators. Or not. It'll have to come in through the bottom. And we'll run a heavy watt conductive joint plate there. And also up to here. Assuming we get the iron. We've got our we've got 100 units queued up on there. We've made 24 already. It's on a high priority, so hopefully we'll get that done soon. Got an auto sweeper loading it, so that should ensure that it gets done. And what I aim to achieve by using a couple of these thermoelectric generators is just to cool down some of the areas that are going to get pretty toasty. I mean, this will probably just run constantly, and it's just going to whack out 250 watts into the grid. I'll probably put one in here as well, and I'll probably put one near the polymer press because it's continuous overheating, which is pretty annoying. I could put one on the top of here to cool this down and turn it into condense it a bit faster, but I'll wait until that's dormant before I do that. It will also serve to draw some of the heat away from these kilns, and I'm definitely going to use one to cool this down, our iron volcano, and I want to get that done sooner rather than later, to be honest, because that is a very, very useful source of refined metal, and I'm reckoning that we should, in theory, be able to cool this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we can get away with. We should, in theory, be able to cool this to the point where the dupes can just take the materials out. So we should be able to cool it far enough that it just cools it right down. So what I'm thinking to do is, rather than do the normal method of a water lock, I'm going to do is just put a mechanised airlock in there, and I'm going to put a thermosensor, and the thermosensor won't open that door until the temperature is below a certain point. Should be pretty interesting, shouldn't it? Bit different way of dealing with it. We're going to use obsidian tiles, obviously, because they're heat resistant and very conductive. And what we'll do is we'll put a couple of these on top. 1, 2, and they will suck all the heat out of it. We're gonna put water in there, obviously. I reckon 1, 2, 3, 4, probably about 5 full tiles. And who's making a mess, and why are you making a mess, Gossman? You're low morale, soiled suit. Well, why don't you go and have a break then, Jay? Why don't we move you up onto this schedule, and then you can have a break at the same time as Catalina, and you can go and hang out with your new friend. Maybe that'll boost your morale up a bit, and you'll stop being a miserable pant wetter. Of course, I will be moving Catalina onto a different schedule soon, but in the meantime, you can make friends with her. Right, so... Oh... Who's getting scolded, and why are you getting scolded? It's probably these kilns, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, these are just chucking out a ridiculous amount of heat at the moment. We definitely want one of these in there to soak up this heat. Otherwise, we're going to be crisping up our dupes good and proper. Right. I don't know why he's cannot reach food. Why can you not reach food? Up. Oh, I see what's happened now. Okay, you're forgiven. Where I've run this gas pipe, I've taken out the natural tile that was there, and so as a result, yeah, that was a bit... Sorry about that, Gosman. My apologies. On the plus side, at least you're not going to... At least you peed down here where the fish are. And you're not going to starve now. Because we've got plenty of barbecue, I think. Oh no, we haven't. Oh well, it's Pickle's meal for you. You missed out on the barbecue. Right, critter drop off. So effectively we don't want any critters in here. We'll select all, auto wrangle 0. Now that will send them to the critter ranches first off, and then up to here, which is priority 7, which will accept a maximum of 20, where they will get sheared and turned into their ultimate final form, which is lunch for our dupes. Yeah, so that'll be fine. Now I'm hoping that these thermal generators are just going to take a little bit of load off these, which will allow us to get more hydrogen up to the top of the map, which will allow us to effectively keep that ice biome cool. So yeah, I mean certainly this one's going to sap up some of the heat, I'd imagine, from there. This is definitely going to pull quite a bit of heat from here. So, I mean, all of those three together, that's probably equivalent to one hydrogen generator. But I'm not using... I mean, the power generation is a side effect. I mean, it's its reason for existence, if you like. But its real reason for existence is cooling. That's what it does. If the temperature's above 20 degrees, it will pull it down good and proper. I've been testing on test map with it, and I'm not going to do this on this. Well, I can't on this one because we've got no oil biome. But I just spammed a load of them made out of lead in the oil biome. Now, bear in mind the overheat temperature is 55 degrees on these, as they're made out of lead. Made out of iron, they're 125. Because they cool, and I'll demonstrate this. Because they cool, they run a lot cooler than the ambient temperature. So this is running at about 77, 78, and the ambient temperature is 98. Now, in an oil biome, they were generating enough cooling that the lead ones didn't melt at an ambient temperature of nearly 100. So yeah, I was quite impressed with that. I needed a lot of them to achieve that, but yeah, it did achieve that. So yeah, I mean, temperature wise, this side of the base is pretty comfortable. Over here it's a bit warmer, and I think that's because of all the hot rock that they're bringing up to the critter feeders. Although if you look at our critter feeders, I've had a moan on the clay. Well, not a moan. I've pointed out to the developers that they've messed up here, because these errands are a storing errand, and they're done by the storing priority. They're not on the agenda for a rancher, and they should be. So if you didn't have anyone assigned to storing, the ranchers wouldn't fill them, and your critters would starve to death. And the problem with the storing task is if you look at a storing errand, fill storage building with resources when no other errands are available. And this is the reason I've set Catalina to only do storing, because it will make sure that her main task in life is filling these, really. Yeah. And if I've got the priority high enough on these and Catalina's only allowed to do storing, she won't run off supplying the metal refinery. She might top up this storage bin, but she won't spend her time doing anything else. And the reason why this is a fault with the game is if you look at cooking will do cooking and cook supply. Decorating only does decorating. Researching will do research and research supply. Operating will do operating and fabrication supply. Farming will do farming and farm supply. Ranching will only do wrangle, relocate critters, sing to egg, and ranch. It won't do any feeding or anything. And that's wrong. A rancher should be feeding their critters, in my opinion. I'm sure you'll agree. Building, construction supply, supplying everything apart from ranches. They do not supply critter feeders. They do life support, empty storage, repair supply, research supply, operational supply, farming supply, cook supply, medical supply, power supply, fabrication supply, store food, sweep and construction supply, but no critter feeders. The only thing that does critter feeders is store errands. And I think that's a major oversight on the part of the developers, and I'm sure you'll agree. Well, it's your game as well, so so I've pointed that out on the bug forums, and I've said it's not a bug. It's just an annoying feature, and we'll wait and see what they come back with. Anyway, enough of my idle jibber jabber. Right, where are you getting scalded, Meep? You're getting scalded here. Why are you getting scalded here? It's like 44 degrees. Do we have some hot rock here? No. You should not be getting scalded at this temperature. That makes no sense. What are you carrying? Power supply to Meep. Right, it's the kilns. So he was supplying the kilns and he was getting burned. Okay, we need to get this thermoelectric put in. We'll up the priority on that. Although we up the priority on those. I don't think I've ever seen a kiln that hot on any game previously. It's the first one I've seen where it's getting ridiculously hot. Right, on the blueprint we have flour salad, slow learner, trypophobia, slow learner. Do you know, if you were Marie, I'd have had you, but you've got tiding husbandry, uncultured, iron gut, slow learner, and balloon artist. Or 12,600 calories of decent food. I'm going to take the food. We're still We're still not totally self-sufficient on food, so, well, unless you want to eat meal lice. Right, let's see what we got research-wise. I think it's about time our researcher did some more work. Don't catalytics. Don't need pathogen diagnostics. I think that's going to be the way to go, don't you? Bit of solid transport and solid management. That will enable us to move these eggs around in an automated fashion. Right, how much iron have we got? Come on, we've got 750 kilos spare. So get this built. I'm going to use priority please now because I don't want crispy dupes. Can you get this done, please? I really appreciate it, chaps. Right, everything 8 of 8, 5 of 8, 8 of 8, 8 of 8. Have we got the eggs in there as well? Critters 7, critters 9, critters 8, critters 9. Right, so we can sweep some eggs out of all of these, apart from this one. Critter egg, priority 9. Oh, we've had some evolution going on. Yeah. So that's dropped the numbers down a little bit. Right, that's going on, that's okay. Right, here we go. Generator idle, 2 coal. Seriously? That has cooled that kiln down from 91 to 35 in mere moments. That's ridiculous. Alright. Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll turn this, we'll change this into granite. Just regular granite tile, and we'll start sapping the heat out of this as well, which will make it condense faster, which means we can pump it out. Either that or it'll overheat everything and all go pear-shaped. But hopefully the former. Right, the rest of this construction can go on priority 9. And automation wise, we're going to use my standard combination of cycle sensor and timer sensor. And oh, no. We really don't need priority 11 on that. Right, and so we've got the cycle sensor, we also need a timer sensor. And we need, oh, it's still on bloody priority 11. And an AND gate. So we go and I'll set those up once they're built. And they can be priority 9, which I think is more than adequate. Right, so hopefully they'll get that built next. Right, have we got a room size now? We've got a room size of 229 tiles. That seems a bit excessive. Buildings of 64. So really? 229 tiles? Doesn't look that big. Okay, fair enough. If you say so. Right, we will put... We'll get rid of those two there. And we'll put one of those there. And we'll put Right, one of those there, and we'll put one of those in there. Now that will put 5 plants down here and 4 up here, is it? So we might even get natural parks in all of these. So effectively we'll have a nature reserve all the way down, which would be quite cool. Yes, there is 4 up here. 1, 2, 3, and there's a pinch of pepper. And it doesn't matter that they're stifled, it still works. So what we will do is we will let them build that. So they've built the signs. Does that give us our nature reserves? Type plants for park sign. Well, there's the park sign. Why don't you like 153 tiles, maximum size 120. Is that really 153 tiles? That surprises me a lot. This one's 73. Yeah, I can accept that. Get that one in. So we're gonna have to trim this room down a little bit then. I'm thinking we'll just take some. Right, arbitrary uproot, cancel uproot, cancel uproot, cancel uproot. And what we'll do is we'll whack a couple of pneumatic doors on. Oh, conks, we'll lose that bloody pinch pepper plant. Urgh. Right, where are we up to room-wise now? So we're 141, so we need to lose just a few more tiles, which we can do. That should be sufficient. We'll put some decor up here, make it look pretty. Right, we'll put some wallpaper in there as well, actually. Furniture, wallpaper, dirt. I think dirt wallpaper seems to be the right sort of choice for a nature reserve, don't you? I'm just going to pause it because it's a little laggy at this speed when you're placing objects. Cancel those ones that are behind the doors. Those doors, of course, can be set to open, as can these ones. I'm with Brothgar on this one. I love this wallpaper mod. I just think it just really... Yeah, the backgrounds are so dull otherwise. And I just think it really looks cool once you've got a few different, a few different colour schemes in there. Right, so I want to do this one as well. We should have nature reserves all the way down then, which will be a nice little morale booster. So looks at nature reserve, and we just got to wait for this one to be finished building the walls up here. Then I reckon that will be within spec for a third nature reserve. Of course, there is an achievement for getting 4 of them, and I could put the 4th one over here, to be honest, because we've got this. In fact, I'm going to do just that, because this is a room on its own account. So it's 88 tiles. It's perfectly qualified. So if I put a park sign in there, then we will have 4 nature reserves. I'm going to move that. It's too close to the trees. So I'll put that there and cancel that. There we go. No, don't uproot it. There you go. Don't need to uproot it now. I've moved the sign. Oh my god, I've just demolished that tree. Oh, that's crazy. What was I doing? Okay, so that's not going to be a nature reserve then. After all. Yeah. Okay. I think we need a Pip to do his thing up here, don't we? So I think what we'll do is we'll put a little natural tile there, right under the arbor seed, and we'll get a Pip up here to do what Pips do. Just to make up for my idiocy. Natural tile, made out of dirt. There. And we have a printing pod again, so let's see what delights we have today. Narcoleptic, mouth breather and bottomless stomach. So we have 500 kilos of plastic. Thank you very much. Have we still not got the iron ore to do this cable? We must have. It's made out of iron, isn't it? Oh, I hate it when this happens. Right, let's try again. Priority 9, made out of iron. And we need the automation wire as well. Right, so room overlay. Still, I was 147 tiles now because because there was 4 in there. It's This room seems to get bigger every flipping minute. Let's just get a couple of trees up here and just block this off. Buildings, 9. So we just need another arbor acorn up there. And we need a door. Go there. Now that will definitely be within the correct size. Can ditch that ladder. And I think we'll just make this a decor area. And we'll put the dirt tiles in there. That'll get rid of that dirt. Job done. Right, we need to wrangle a pip up here. And we need another arbor acorn as well, I think. There's one there. Now, do we think Pip will definitely grab that? So we want, let's put 2 pips. I think will be plenty. And we'll capture priority 9. 1, 2. I'll put this down on a priority 4 and that one on a priority 9, just to make sure they get delivered there, not to there. So that Pip will be able to access all around there. It'll probably be... Oh, he's going to be able to access. Shut those doors. Put those on auto. Otherwise he'll be in on that millwood. Like, oh, look, there he is. Look, straight in on the millwood. That's it. Keep him out of there. We don't want no millwood. Do we have a bin to store them in? That's the question. Yep, they can go in there. That's fine. Right, see that arbor acorn, Pip? Just have a good look at it. Because I'm sure you can find something to do with that if you think about it. Where are you taking it? What did you do with that? You just dropped it down here. What did you drop it? No, you dropped it there. You can't plant it in a granite tile, mate. These are listed in the ONI files as squirrels, believe it or not. Which kind of makes sense, I suppose. You're more like a cat, though, taking it. It's like, look, I got a seed. Look, look. Oh no, I've got a seed. Oh no, it's normally a mouse or something like that. Right, here he goes. Where's he going to take it? Is he going to plant it in the correct place now? Yes, he is. Get in there, little Pip. Good Pip. Right. And we have 90 tiles. We've got a nature reserve. And we only have 3 plants. So when he gets the 4th one in, job done. Anyway, I'm just stalling for time really while they build this pipe. Which is taking forever. But I don't want to start coring this out and letting... See, look, we've already got a bit of polluted oxygen in here. And this is what I don't like about it. Well, that's minus 45, so maybe we've just been a bit unlucky with... Yeah, the polluted oxygen might just filtered in from elsewhere, so I think we can probably get away with putting in a couple of deodorizers. So we just put one in there, and one in there, and maybe one here as well. Unreachable build. Ah, yes, I see. So I won't dig the polluted ice, and the reason I won't dig that is because once you dig it out, it's much more likely to melt. Whereas this snow, it just isn't an issue because it's clean water anyway. So it'll stay frozen right down to maybe minus one if you're unlucky. Okay. You found that other sea jet, Pip? Yes, you have. Get in there, lad. So we should have plants 4. We've got a nature reserve sign. Oh, it just needs to refresh. It sometimes does this. It's a little bit delayed sometimes. So we've got the arbitrary 1, arbitrary 2. Yeah, it'll come up in a bit. How's this one doing? This one must be running as well. Yep, we've got the nature reserve there. So it's just this one. It's just being a bit slow to respond, which it often does. Right. Okay. So how are we doing? Ah, wow. These are right. So we need to change this. Now we need to look at the schedule. Ranchers come on at probably about 40%, and they stay on pretty much a whole cycle, to be honest. So we'll put it at I think we'll just leave that one and just put this one as every so we'll give it a green duration of 40 seconds and a red duration of 160. So that'll be on 20% of the time. We'll see if that works. Right, so none of them are lullabied at the moment. Whoop, there goes one. There goes 2. Right, so that's the first 2 done. Hopefully on the next shift they'll come back and do, or in 160 seconds they'll come back and do those 2. Popped eardrums. Who's got popped eardrums? Where are you going? Is it that really that high pressure down there? Oh, the carbon dioxide's really high pressure. How on earth have we got that high pressure carbon dioxide in there? I think we will stop allowing carbon dioxide in there for a little bit. And we'll do that by just snipping these. Because we only need enough, we only need it down to the bottom row really. Just so that the roller snakes have got good scale growth. I could in fact just put in some ventilation tiles there just to let out that excess carbon dioxide, but the trouble is there's nowhere for it to go once it comes out of the room. I'd have to put more mesh tiles in here and all sorts. Okay, so we're looking pretty stable at the moment. We're building up hydrogen slowly. I could be brave and just that one, and just completely bypass the first 2 tanks so that it starts backing up from 1. So we've got coal generators down here as well. Although all the coal appears to be sitting in the bin and not going to the... Did we get those all? Yeah, we did. Let's solve that problem then, shall we? So our useless dupes aren't going to do it. Made a mess. What's up this time, Nails? Where have you... Oh, you got stuck because there's some sand. Sorry, buddy. But, you know, if your developers had thought to give you a little bit of thinking power, you know, you would have been able to work that out. But they didn't. So, it's not your fault. It's not my fault. It's just life for you. Right. Ooh, superproductive yokel, gastrophobia, balloon artist. Stinky's looking pretty good. He's buff. He's an operator. He's a rancher, and he's a balloon artist. Unlike Ren, who has more downsides than Brexit. Right. Okay. Schedule. Catalina, you're going on that one, aren't you? And Gossman, you can go back on a regular schedule now. And Stinky, you can join him. And you can be new best friends. Right, I've got that park bonus yet. No, really? At least 4 wild plants. Oh, this one isn't a wild one, is it? Because it's in a farm tile. Pip! Come back, Pip. You're not finished yet. Oh, Christ. That was supposed to be getting upgraded to, yeah. Where was I? Yeah, natural tile. Pip, come plant that millwood. Where you gone? How'd you get out of there? There's nowhere for you to go. Anyone see a stray Pip? Oh, Stinky's delivering roller snakelets already, and I haven't even given him the priority or the skills. Apparently his skill in husbandry has preceded him. So we'll give you that. Catalina, you can have another improved carrion. Hassan, you can have exosuit wearing, which will give you a nice little agility buff. Priorities, Stinky. You can just be default at the moment. Just see how you get on. Cool, cool. Right. Well, that filter's not designated on this. It should be obsidian. Obsidian? Raw mineral? Yes. Let's get that done. Lullaby, incubating. Ooh. They're not getting done. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, too high temperature, is it? I do have a way I can deal with that, you know. Granite. Priority 9. And we'll put that all the way along there. So I think this is all on priority 5 because it's not that important. So if you look at our calories, we're still, virtually all of them are still pickled meal. So I can't afford to not have them growing. What we've got water temperature, well that's 51.6, so we can't cool anything with that. So I'm going to have to use our little power friend. There is another couple of generators on here which are quite cool. I'll show you these all then. So you've got the refined carbon generator, which burns refined carbon. 20 grams a second of carbon dioxide. I don't know how that relates to the coal generator. Probably the easiest way to look at it would be to look at the coal generator on here. Oops. So it's exactly the same, except it burns refined coal. So I can't see an awful lot of point in that one, unless you've got a shed load of refined carbon. The eco-friendly gas generator. Now, you can feed this with a supply of oxygen, so it's useful for getting rid of excess pressure, and it outputs carbon dioxide and clean water rather than polluted water, which is why it's the eco-friendly. Got a naphtha generator. That was something Brothgar wanted, because naphtha, you can't really do anything with it at the moment. It used to be a kind of visco gel, but now it's just nothing. I tend to dump it all in a sour gas boiler, because when it boils up it produces sour gas, and then you can just condense it into methane. So yeah, that's a couple of the new ones on there. Refinement wise, got a couple of new items on here. We've got the vanilla maker. Yeah, that makes vanilla, and you know what you do with vanilla, don't you? You do need ethanol for that, and spookily we do have some trees up here which are main ingredient of ethanol, so we will definitely be using that. In food, we've got the ice box, which is necessary if you want to make ice cream. So you need that to store your ice cream, which is where the vanilla processor comes in. But you also need nosh beans. You need nosh beans, and that was why I installed that mod, so that we could get nosh beans, so we could make ice cream, and all the dupes could have an ice cream. I thought that would be pretty cool. Unfortunately, not going to be able to do that unless I can find some other way of getting nosh beans. So yeah. What I was going to do is use the ethanol to farm nosh beans, produce ice cream, and the dupes can all have a lovely little ice cream. Not going to happen at the moment. Nothing on stations as far as I'm aware. Nothing really on plumbing. Liquid canisters there, but that's absolutely flipping useless. Oh, the compost processor and obviously the mineral mill. We've got an advanced kiln, which runs on gas rather than coal. So I guess it depends what you've got more of. I think with all these critters we'll have plenty of coal, so I'm not really going to bother with that. Oh, petroleum distillery, yes. Distills petroleum from natural gas and natural gas from crude oil. So it's a bit like the petroleum refinery, but I think it's a bit more efficient than the refinery, and I think it's got it's got a liquid in, liquid out, and I think it's got gas output. Also produces bitumen, but I think you get that out of the regular petroleum refinery as well. So compost processor, that's another one. Polluted water, crushed rock, and it produces dirt. So like for example, at the moment I'm playing on a map on Oceania. I've completely run out of dirt. I've got like, a huge number of mealwood farms, and I've got no dirt. So, yeah, I'm having a mad rush for food at the moment to try and solve that. Well, that will come in handy for that. But of course, I need to feed it with polluted water. So, I have got a lot of polluted water, but I was feeding that to my thimbleweed. So, yeah, a bit annoying. Right, anyway, let's get another pip up here because obviously we do need that seed planted to get our final nature reserve. And hopefully they've now finished building these pipes. Oh, not quite. But then I need to build these ladders. Priority, yep, it's on 9. And digging wise, what's the priority on that? We do need to dig it out. Priority all, yep, that's on 9 now. And if you stand back when you're looking at the priority screen, that's an awful lot of sleet wheat if that's all ice biome. Hence I want to get up it. But I think, to be honest, what I'll tend to do is it's such a mess of caves and things. You can leave it, but it's just such a pain in the butt to navigate. What I'll probably do is just run some straight runs of ice, natural tiles, and just convert it into a proper farm. And then we'll get the pips up here to do their thing. I've done it on another map with a large ice biome, and it's pretty cool. And you can set up all your automation to ship it and all the rest of it, and it's pretty damn good. This one, obviously, they don't really want to build yet. So we'll priority on that to 8, and then they can do that once they've finished this stuff. We have a colony achievement. Maybe that's the 4. Yeah, we've got our 4 nature reserves now. Fantastic. So there should be no excuses now for a dupe not getting a nature reserve buff. 3 of them. There. 4th one over here. Fantastic. And that's the first time I've got that achievement, I'll have you know. So you've witnessed me getting it live here on... well, not live, but... Right, so do we have any vacancies in our... We have 8 of 8, 8 of 8, 9 of 8, 8 of 8. I think it's off to the butcher shop for you, my lad. Now, how many have we got? 14, so we want to get... so tight on food now. I'm going to take the plastic for now. I've taken on 2 new dupes. I'm not going to go too mad and then end up with no bloody food. That would not be good. Well, hopefully, if I plug this in, that could be easier said than done. That's what I'll just feed the power into our Atmo suits. I only need to plug a power wire into it so that it cools. It's not there to generate power, that's just a side effect. I just want you to cool this down so we can get... Why the hell is there an arbitrary in the... Pip! Why are you dropping briar seeds off at the printing pod? What am I missing? Our millwood seed. Plant. Priority 9. That arboracre. I'll just mark it for compost temporarily so the pip doesn't pick it up. Although probably... What other seeds have we got? Briar seed. Compost. Briar seed. Compost. That's my little trick for stopping the pip from picking up the seeds. If you mark them for composting, then they won't pick them up. Of course, he's going to go and root through the bins and see if we can find another one now. Luckily, we've got an auto sweeper there that's going to... Oh, that's a good point, actually. If I just put briar seed on there, I'll just put compostable on there. It'll sweep that into the bin as well, which will make it harder for the pip to access. And there, we've got that in there. It's a bloody there as well. There we go. Good stuff. Got that pipe built yet? And the ladders. Oh my god, they're taking forever. I'll tell you why. That'll be why. Oh dear. Right, I'll just fast forward this so they get this finished. Well, that took some time, but yeah, it's fired up. And I can hear in the background a rather angry meteor shower going on. Right, I think it's now time to find out just how far this ice biome extends. But I would like to get this done just before we do so. Now, on the basis we haven't got any Atmos suits yet, how much thimble reed have we got? Reed fibre, rather. 99. Okay, I think we really did ought to get those up and running properly now. So, firstly, we need to block this off. Right, that should now have no more access. We can deconstruct those two blocks, and that should now mean that all access is via the Atmosuit docks. So we can expand that. Yeah, sure, that's probably a little excessive, but, you know, future-proofing, you know, it's important. And how many pip eggs have we got? 8. Oh, come on. Again, I don't want any dupes at the moment, so I think what we'll do is we'll have a few pip omelettes. We'll go. We'll go Korean nights. That was so wrong, but you know, I think humour is important in this day and age. You know, based on the numbers, 20% of us will be dead from coronavirus fairly shortly. Probably me, and I'll end up in hell, where I belong. Ooh, that's working well. Can we make a mini pump yet? I don't think we've researched it, have we? So let's get the mini pumps researched. Yeah, get those done, and then we can put a mini pump in here and just send that polluted water through the sieve and into our sanitisation plant. This is working really well. So automation on this is so flipping simple. Yeah, just out of here into a knock gate and into the liquid shut-off. That's it. Settings are as follows. High threshold 100. So as soon as this is 100% full, it opens the valve until it's 88% full. And look at that. No germs whatsoever. Fantastic. Well chuffed with that. Okay, you don't want to be in there. Why are you in there? You're not supposed to be in there. Yeah. Right. Time to sort out some shipping, I think. Right. So your priority is 8. Your wrangling is on 9, and these should all be on 9 as well. So those will get stocked up first. But you should be auto wrangling anything that isn't a tough roller snake, and you're not. So let's get these eggs out of here. I know I said I was going to go and do the ice biome, but you know, ice biomes are nice to have. I think, you know, sorting out your shipping of your critters, your critter eggs, which long term will lead to a positive influence in your food supply, I think is more important. Now I'm going to go slightly different on this one. I'm just wondering how best to do it. I think what we'll do is deconstruct that tile. Now you can't drown these critters, but I'm not concerned about the drowning. What I'm concerned about I might need to move one of those. But what I'm concerned about is dupes taking the eggs out. Oh, do you know what? They can still take them out of there, can't they? Yeah. How far would that reach? Reaches 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just get rid of this kiln for the moment. No, actually, no, it's not going to work. It's not going to work in the way I want. Basically, I can't have them come in and hug the eggs if I don't want them to pick up the flipping... Yeah. Right, I'm going to have to use auto sweepers. I'm going to have to get quite inventive for this one because, yeah. Because of the size of the rooms and the fact that you want the... I suppose I could wrangle keep the critters from going up this end. It's just that the ranch is a lot larger because, you know, you've got a shearing station in there as well. Okay, let's give it a go. Let's see what we can do. So we want it covered to there. And that's going to leave all that exposed, which is just the automation really. So if I get rid of that ventilation and that, and just keep them in this area, it won't be a problem. I'll just need to move the vent and the automation. So, it's not being used at the moment. Right, so we'll deconstruct. Yep, that works. We can deconstruct these now as well, we won't be using those again. And we can deconstruct the automation wires because otherwise they'll mess with the doors. Right, we want some pneumatic doors. I just want the doors, thank you. And we'll put them in there like so. Job done. No, 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 no. You can't do that. It will change the size of the room. And then your critters will be grumpy. Hey. I'm not sure whether these... Can these snakes jump or can they just roll? Soon find out when the doors go in. I'm going to have to move this lot across. Ugh, so much pain to just sort out some shipping. Right. Has to be done though, I'm afraid. I know it's a pain in the butt, but there you go. So these ones will be easy to... We can just expand these ones. And we can do it behind the scenes. We just snapshot that and just copy it one tile back. Oh, we don't even need to do it there anyway. We only need to do it on the ranches. So cancel that. So when they built those, we'll just demolish those, and then we'll put auto sweeper. Yep, that's fine. And we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll put a ventilation tile on, a mesh tile, I think. Mesh, there we go. That'll do. There's a mop over there, got some liquid spillage. Right. So that's the basic design. Right, let's deconstruct the staircases. And bearing in mind that the dupes can jump, they can go over 2 tiles. I'll leave them out for now, and then when we get the glass ones, I'll replace them with the deluxe stairs. Not that they need them around here, because they can't go anywhere anyway, can they? We just block that off completely, because this is all inaccessible now anyway. Yeah. What am I thinking? Right. So we'll go... If we do that, then we can just deconstruct that lot once they're built. So we don't want the snakes making a run for it. Right, ventilation. 1, 2. Oh, no, that was bad. I say this, but this probably isn't going to be used anyway at the moment. Automation wire. I'll just continue to let them send a red signal. That'll be fun. Yes, roller snakes can jump. There's your answer. Base, airflow tile. They can also get trapped indoors, apparently. Let's wrangle everything that's outside the doors. And hopefully they'll get moved back to where they should be. Right. That'll do the trick. Right, I'm just going to fast forward the rest of this planning out. So they've not quite finished this off, but I thought I'd update you. I made a quick decision while this was getting built. I'm converting the floor of the unused section of the ranches into farm area using these hydroponic tiles. I may need to sort out the carbon dioxide levels afterwards, but as they're a little bit overpressurized anyway. I was hoping as long as there's enough in here to keep these snakes going, we'll be fine. So yeah, I've kept that going all the way up here, and I noticed that we are horrendously short of iron ore. We've only got 18.9 tonnes. In fact, we had less than that a minute ago, but I queued up some digging. Got a vent, geyser, volcano, whatever in there that we're going to take a peek at. But yeah, there's a hell of a lot of iron ore there. If I show you the overlay, metal overlay, all that orange is iron ore, and I've done the same on this side. So that will definitely serve us well in terms of getting us some metal ore. We'll need that obviously for steel as well. So yeah, going to get that all dug out. Anyway, this episode has kind of overrun. I know there's been a lot of me yabbering on it, but in terms of getting stuff done, we got quite a lot done. You know, we've tidied up the critter ranches. We've sorted out our sweeping. We've put in place some additional power generation and cooling through the thermoelectric generators. We have started to maintain the temperature of the ice biome at the top, and whilst we haven't actually started dealing with that yet, we've sent ourselves a way forward. So yeah, what I'm going to put in these, believe it or not, is spiky succulents. I thought, why not? We've got cactus flesh, we've got cactus flowers. It's all good quality food for the dupes. So yeah, that's what it's going to be. They require a temperature of 35 to 85. We've got water over here at 53 degrees, constantly being fed from the hot supply, and down here where it's 60. But I realise, of course, that's going to run out. That's no way can that feed the plants and the Rodriguez. So I've cracked into here as well. So yeah, that's an awful lot of digging I need to do. And we're at an hour and a half already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go carry that over into the next episode. I hope you've enjoyed what we've done so far, guys, and I will see you in the next episode. Stay safe and look after yourselves, because sometimes you're the only person that will.